Hello and welcome. It's your boy Rich Q. This is Two Things Can Be True. I have my guy in the chair, Kyle Big House Patterson, and I have a special guest today, Danny J. Quick, the main man, the CEO, the Puff Daddy, the Jeff Bezos of Fourth
Damn.
Wall. Am I getting it right? Fourth Wall Productions.
The fourth wall productions is right. I don't know about no Puff Daddy or Jeff Bezos, but
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
You
might.
ain't slapping nobody like Will or Puffy. I
Uh,
couldn't believe Puffy said something about slapping people. He been slapping people his whole life.
he been in club slapping, and then he get in a fight with Kendrick Lamar not too long ago. Like, come on
Yep,
now.
he slapped Drake. He done slapped Mace. He talking about don't slap people. Whatever.
Oh,
But
hilarious. But
Danny,
man, I appreciate y'all having me on, man. I've talked to y'all several times on different platforms, and I appreciate y'all.
Mm.
got you, man. I appreciate what you do for the
Yeah,
African American
definitely.
community. Tell them about
Sure.
the new space that you just renovated. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, for sure. Me and Morgan and my wife, we opened up a little shop, Fourth Wall Production Studio, where we're going to be selling our comic books. We got Aceblade, Lumberjacks, and King Supreme right now. We got It's basically a design studio, a production studio, where we make comics and other things that are related to our comics. So we record our podcast out of there. We do all our little silly videos. I know y'all see me on TikTok. That's where I shoot
Oh
most of my
yeah.
TikToks, and all that good stuff, to kind of create more content and to have a space that, is conducive to the creative process, man. So really, that's all it is. And then, we'll be selling our comic books out of there too and making smoothies and coffee and all that kind of stuff for people.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I gotta
Mm.
say, in your comic books, the design of the characters always catch my eye. It's almost
I
like
appreciate it.
I don't, you may not agree. It's like a mixture of Dark Horse and Variant, kind of to me. Like you have that real detail in like every part of the character, and I can really appreciate that.
I
You
appreciate
know,
that, man. We put a lot of work into them, man. So I'm
and you're
glad that
on.
people are starting to go ahead.
You're on your way, man. Because Rob Liefeld didn't get his big break for 20 years of doing it. It's going to happen, bro. Trust me. It's gonna
Yeah,
happen
yeah,
for you.
yeah.
If you put the time and work in, that's all you. People don't want to put the time in and work these days, but you're putting that time in and work in, and eventually it's gonna happen big time, dude. When Marvel reaches out to you, we cousins, man. Don't forget me.
Absolutely, I got you, man. Hey, listen, when I what did Martin say? When I blow up, boom, you blow up.
Boom.
Ooh.
But we have this special episode because me and Danny had a little Facebook thing about spoilers. And he has his thing about spoilers, and I have my thing about spoilers. I think there's a time limit. My time limit is 24 hours after something comes out. Danny, his
I
position
ain't
is
waiting that long.
soon. He ain't waiting that long. Soon as the show ends, if it's 6 o'clock, he writing during the credits, getting it out there. He getting out there
I,
trying to get those views.
I might
So,
I might put it out during the show while I'm watching it. I might shoot.
so Danny, I
You
want
better
you to
be
go.
careful with me.
I want you to go first and explain this point of view about spoilers. Just as soon as it airs, you gotta put it out there. I want to hear your point of view.
So man, I think that especially in the age of social media, man, like everything comes so fast that by the time you are able to kind of read or watch or listen to something, it's old news. It's gonna be old news, right? So you seen even with the stuff that happened with Will Smith literally 2 days ago, it was a big kerfuffle about it. He smacked Chris Rock in the mouth about this
Hmm.
stuff. He apologized the next day, and I guarantee you by this time next week, it ain't nobody gonna be talking about it. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
when it comes to movies, especially like big budget movies like Spider-Man No Way Home, we already knew the stuff that was because of social media. We already knew what was happening in the movie before the movie came out. So it's almost not even possible to spoil stuff anymore because the information is already out there. But on top of
Right.
that, you don't know if I'm telling the truth. Like there's also so much information out there that you don't know what's true, right? So
Right.
if somebody posts, a leak of, like they got Patrick Stewart, pictures of him in the Multiverse of Madness, right? But we don't
Hmm.
really know if he gonna be in there or not. And if I say it on the weekend of the premiere, it ain't no difference than somebody saying it a week earlier, whether it's true or not. So you really don't know. You really don't know, and it shouldn't. And to me, it shouldn't affect the way that the movie makes you feel anyway. If the story is told correctly, if the story is told right, you're gonna feel the
Hmm.
same emotions that you feel whether you knew the information or not.
I
You know what
agree.
I'm saying?
I
Don't
agree
you
with
don't
that.
you watch movie? We all watch movies 6 and 7, 10 times. I still watch Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon. Once a month. It's my favorite. It's my all-time favorite movie. To me, it's the perfect film, and I know
Right.
what's gonna happen every time. But still, I experience the same emotions watching it because it's a great story. So a
Right.
spoiler
Right.
ain't nothing. A spoiler ain't nothing to me. But I do try to give people that obligatory, 24,
Hmm.
72 hours. But just know
Right.
if you see my name pop up, you might want to just scroll past it.
Okay. Let me interject here. Now, I mostly agree with everything that you said just then. But
Yeah,
people live in different time zones. People have
sure.
jobs, and I think it
Yep.
really depends where you post the spoilers and how you post them. Like,
I don't care about that.
I think it was the Winter Soldier. You said somebody got killed or something, and no fault to your own. When I opened my Facebook app, it was the first thing I saw, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh man, you just spoiled that for me." Like I didn't want to know that. So I think it depends on the platform that you do it on. Like, cause some people go on Facebook just to get funny memes and
Yeah.
laugh at things. But when you post spoilers on a place that you're not looking for them, because I actively
Yeah.
go out my way when I know I can't make it to something, I won't go on social media. I'll be on the social media blackout because everybody
Yeah.
does it. So I
Yeah. I
really
do that. I do that too.
on like even if you're gonna post a spoiler on Facebook, have a big headline saying spoilers, and then you click and find out. And I really think that's our only difference. I also agree with you that it doesn't change the emotion when you watch it because when I get in the movie theater, I forget about all the stuff I've heard. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just forget about Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield. But if you're a real comic book nerd, you already knew that because, like, why would they get Doc Ock and Electro and not get
Yeah.
the Spider Man? It didn't make sense. So, but I really think that as a courtesy, as an unwritten law, I think 24 hours is justified on spoilers. But in your position, where as you're a young up and coming entrepreneur, it does benefit you to get that information out there first to reap all the benefits. You get more views, more people come to your channel because you got that information out there. So we're kind of saying the same things, but
Uh,
I
I
do
mean,
think it's a 12 hours at least, especially with no, with a TV show. Like I wouldn't want to know what happened in Peacemaker, which was awesome. The minute it ended,
yeah. No, I understand that. Like, and I've eased up on my spoilers a lot. Like I don't I hardly ever talk about plot points to movies like anymore, especially like in the initial post. Like I might talk about it in the comments if somebody else brings something up that I want to discuss. But like I said, if I'm in the mood to talk about it, I know I'm busy, right? I got 4 kids, I got a wife, I got 2 jobs, and I'm running a business, and my wife is running a business. I'm busy, so
right?
I know if I can get up at an hour early on a Wednesday to watch Moon Knight, which I'm doing tomorrow. Moon Knight comes out tonight, and
Oh
I'm gonna get
yeah.
up an hour early. I'm gonna get out up an hour early so that I can watch it because this is a
Hmm.
platform. This is something that I care about. Like I want to see it,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna get up early and watch it. I know if
Yeah.
I can do that, then that shouldn't be nobody that can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But but like you said, I'm not gonna spoil it straight off the bat, but I am gonna post about it. I am gonna post my
Right, right.
opinion and say, yo, it was dope. It wasn't dope. Uh, stay to the end credits. I might say something like that, but I ain't gonna. I'll try not to spoil it for people.
Yeah, and I think what I think is it depends what you're spoiling. I think major deaths are a big no for me.
Hmm.
Like it's like like things like that, like something that happened that changes the course of the show. I think you got to give at least people 24 hours, just because some people have busy lives and they just couldn't do it sometime. But what I want to do right now is, Kyle, I want to hear what you think as kind of the mediator of this. Like, what's your opinion on this, Kyle?
Depends on what it is, though. I mean, like the
True.
topic.
That's yeah.
Like, and also, I know better. So
Mhm.
if I'm watching something, I'm really anticipating something, I'm definitely not going on social media. Um,
Hmm.
the day before. I
Right.
just know that. That's just something like the rule of thumb for me. So, like, if somebody goes on there, in my opinion, and it just happened to land on a spoiler, then too bad. You just land.
Yeah.
That's how I
Too
feel.
bad. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a double-edged sword, and that's why I don't go on there because, like, if I feel as though if I was searching on social media and I knew I was anticipating a show and I just happened to land on something and they spoiled it, then oh well.
It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Let's get into specifics for a movie that comes out. Do you think it's okay to spoil it day of, or do you wait the next day?
Oh, personally, I would say the next day. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I just say that because, and then in a sense, it don't really matter. It's
Yeah.
the time frame is so close together. The next day, that day. And it depends on how you hear it. You know. Now, if you're
Right.
searching for
Right.
something and you just come across it, then shame on you. You just it's your
Man,
fault.
and you know what? I'm
You
gonna
know.
be honest.
Right.
My thing too is that I'm not gonna be as passionate about it 4 days later. You know what I'm saying? 4 days later, I ain't gonna have the same feelings that I had when I was in the theater. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
um,
You want that raw emotion,
yeah, like, and social
what you
media
just
is all
saw.
about, especially like TikTok and especially TikTok and Twitter are all about kind of your raw feelings and emotions. But
Right.
um, but yeah, for me, I'm the same way Kyle is. If I know something is coming out, I go on the social media blackout. Like, you ain't gonna see me on social media Friday, Saturday, and Sunday if I can't get to the theater. Because I know people don't care. I know there's people who are worse than me. There are people
Oh,
worse than me out there
trust.
who would literally, like, go plot for plot point in the movie. Um, and I'm careful about that stuff too, but it's a balance, man. It's just a balance.
Yeah, it's just a balance, and it's I really just think it depends what platform you're on, because you go on Instagram, sometimes you look at pictures, you don't want to see spoilers on Instagram. Like, I didn't come here for that.
Yeah,
But again, that's on the person for not getting out there, because if I really want to see something, I'm going to see it as soon as it comes out, and it's your fault that you didn't put the same effort that I put into it.
yeah. But I agree with you though on Instagram. Like, you don't go to, like, you can't really dodge a picture of like, you can't dodge a screenshot. So
Right.
um, that's harder. But Facebook, like, words, like, if I start, yo, Spider-Man was dope, and then you keep reading, like, yes, that's your fault. That's your fault at that point.
Yeah,
I can't
that's
help
your
it.
fault. And to me, I think the trailer people do more damage than anybody spoiling it, because they'll show you they'll show you scenes while you're watching the movie, and you're like, oh man, what happened to that big scene? So that to me sometimes messes up the movie, because I like, man, I know the scene is coming up. Like, what's going
Yeah,
on?
because they'll mislead you. They'll mislead you purposely. On especially Marvel, them jokers will put stuff in the trailer that definitely is not in the movie. I'm still mad at them about that Hulk thing. They had
But
Hulk. They had Hulk in what was it? In the in-game trailer, Hulk wasn't even in
yeah,
the movie.
true. That is so true. And yeah, I definitely think the studios need to just, just show us the first 2/3 of the movie. Don't put the last shot. This brings up a nice article that just came out about Morbius in their ending of the movie in their post credit scenes that you showed. I mean, well, I guess this is a spoiler. But you showed us the end of it.
Right.
Like they have to do a better job. And in the age we live in, people are leaking stuff every day, and that's really the people I have a problem with.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
spoil
I
it for
mean,
us because you work on the studio set. I didn't want
yeah,
to know that.
yeah. It's people whose whole platformers are built off of spoiling movies and being the first people to to leak stuff. But there's an audience for that kind of stuff too. Some people want to know the information before they go to the movie.
Yeah,
Um, you gotta be careful out there, bro.
Mhm.
and I think the spoilers is really just for it's for the geek community. It's for us, really, because
Yeah.
the average viewer doesn't care and they don't understand what's going on most of the time.
Yeah, I got the I think I think I think man the geeks and like especially anime
Oh
folks
yeah,
they bad about it too. But
Mhm.
you know um long story short, you just gotta be careful, man. You gotta know who you're following, and
who
you
you're
know
following, yeah.
gotta be
And to
careful.
me,
Like people who know me, like I literally will tell you if you don't want to know, if you don't want to
don't tune
know,
in.
then you might want to mute me for the next 72 hours. Like I will, I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna talk about it because
Right.
it's stuff that I enjoy and that I'm passionate about. So I'm gonna talk about it. And
Yeah.
who gonna stop me? Can't nobody stop me.
Nah,
I'm
you
gonna
gonna do you, baby.
I'm gonna do it because I enjoy it. And the people who see the stuff in it, and I understand. Some people literally cannot make it to the theater opening weekend and stuff like that. To me, you gotta stay off social media. You just gotta stay
Yeah.
off social media because it's
Yeah. That sounds like a more
I'm not the only one that's gonna
a
say
personal
something.
problem for people.
I'm not the only one that's gonna say something. Somebody going
I
somebody's going to spoil something for you. So
right.
um,
I do think there's an exception to the spoiler rule for anything, and that's TV shows that they release all at once, the binge worthy ones.
yeah,
Hey, I mean, you gotta spoil that because you don't know when a person's gonna finish that whole thing. That's on them. Like,
yeah. I can't
hey,
wait.
I dedicated my time. That's on you. It's available for you. So since it's available for you, if somebody
That's what
posts
I
a
say.
spoiler, that's your fault.
That's what I say. If it's out, then I can talk about it. If it's out for and available to see, I can talk about it. I'm not talking about anything that's not out. Even when it comes to comic books, like I talk comic books all the time, but um, like I'm not spilling major plot points. But if a comic book came out on Wednesday, and I never read comics the first day that they come out, I might buy them, go pick them up on Saturday or something like that, and then read them Sunday.
Right.
So by then, it's really old news. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely not my fault.
Yeah, man. That's the point. This is a new show and channel that we're launching. It's called Two Things Can Be True
Yeah.
because two things can always be true. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's okay to post spoilers, but it's also not okay to post spoilers. So
Yeah. Sometimes it's okay to smack somebody in the face. Sometimes it's not. You know.
Mhm.
right. um. So since we got that wrapped up, I know we got about 12 minutes left. I do want to hear your opinions on some major things that just came out. What did you think of Peacemaker?
I like Peacemaker, but I think people were hyping it up too much. I liked it because I had never heard of the character before. It was all new material. You know, it was it was kind of touchy stuff with the dad being with the dad being
It being
a
whole
whole
racism,
yeah,
white
like it being
supremacists.
a literal white dragon. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it was
Yeah,
kind of touchy. And then I liked the new characters. I liked that they didn't they mentioned Batman. They mentioned certain characters, but it was only in passing. Like it wasn't. This is what they should have done in the first place with the DC extended universe. Like they should have
right,
brought in the smaller characters just like Marvel did, because then the expectations aren't so high. If you bring in a Peacemaker after doing, they saw what the reception was after the Suicide Squad movie. They was like, yo, people like this Peacemaker character. Let's put him in a show. They put the show
right,
together and it was good. Now people want more. You know what I'm saying? But the expectations weren't so high that it was doomed to fail. You know what I'm saying?
right, right.
So I liked it.
I,
What did y'all think? Y'all liked it?
I gotta say, and I think this is a bit of Marvel putting out the same cookie cutter stuff. I thought it was a great change of pace.
Hmm.
It was nothing. It was, to me, it was the best DC, whatever it's called, side thing that they've ever done. Um, just
Oh
because
wow.
the I thought Hawkeye was very cheesy, and it was nothing surprising about it,
Hmm.
and it really let me down for a character like Hawkeye. It was nothing that I looked forward to every week, and I think right now what Marvel is suffering from is that after Endgame, it's hard to get excited about anything from them now. They built up such a large, I don't know how to say it, expectations of everything, and I just thought it was a lot of the stuff they've been putting out was just letting you down because they built it. They're comparing themselves to each other. They built it up so high. We have nothing to compare it to.
Yeah, I agree with you. I also disagree with you because I liked um I liked Hawkeye a lot, but I think it's because I'm a bigger fan of Kate Bishop in the comics than Clint Barton. You know what I mean? Like I was
Hmm.
excited to get Kate Bishop because I know that she's got the attitude. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
Clint Barton is a he's a master archer, but really ain't nothing else interesting about him. Whereas Kate Bishop, she got the attitude. She got the fire to kind of show and prove that she's worth something. Um, so I liked her stories in the comics, and then when they were together in the comics, those were always the best stories. So I was excited about it, but not for the same, not for the like for the opposite reason that you were not excited about it. So I feel you.
right. What would you rate that overall? The whole series, one out of 10.
Um, I don't know. I'd say it was about a 7. Like it was a good.
7. I
It
can
was a
agree
six.
with
It
that.
was a 6 or 7. It was a good starter point for her, for Kate Bishop, and
Okay.
they definitely needed to do that before they put her in a movie because people ain't gonna know her. So it was worth the watch.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I would give it a 5. And that's just comparing it to the other Marvel properties that they
Which
have
one did you like the
produced.
most?
I would have to say Loki.
Okay,
I
okay.
thought I thought Loki was the best thing they put out. Moving on, another big topic. The Batman. What
Yeah.
did you think about the Batman?
Yes. The Batman is top two Batman movies. Maybe
Oh,
it's top
dang.
three. It's top three. It's top three Batman movies. And
Okay.
I'll tell you, my number one is always going to be Mask of the Phantasm. And I
Mm-hmm.
say, I put that one up there because it was released in theaters. So
Yep.
it's a theatrical release. And to me, that really captured like what I like about Batman. And they had Kevin Conroy. Kevin Conroy is almost always my favorite Batman. Um,
Gotcha.
this one, this one kind of captured that early Frank Miller,
Year
year two
one.
Batman, you know, where he doesn't quite have it figured it out. And I really like the way that they told the story to be able to um realize and figure out things along with the audience, right? So
Gotcha.
so every time he figured out something, we figured it out with him. He wasn't
Yep.
10 steps ahead of everybody and just waiting at the conclusion like Batman's been portrayed for the last 10 years. So I like that. I like that. And I think it was cool that he's kind of a dork, you know what I'm saying, in real life. I mean, like in Bruce Wayne form.
Yep.
He's not really the handsome, suave billionaire, guy who got it all together. He got some problems. He's awkward. And I just liked it. I like the way that I liked almost everything about it. My favorite part was the Batmobile too. Like that thing was scary,
Oh yeah.
but it fell apart. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right. Right.
it, that was my favorite moment in the movie. But I understand why some people didn't like it. It was very slow. It was very dark, and it wasn't all action and all. It wasn't a superhero. It was not a superhero movie. It was a
No.
detective Batman movie. So I
Yep.
understand why some people didn't like it.
What would be your overall rating for that?
I gave it a 9, man. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every piece of it.
Oh
I
yeah.
really, really, really did. And I'm gonna go see it again as soon as I can.
I'll probably say something. This probably be controversial. My
Uh-oh.
thoughts of it. Uh, but everyone says the Dark Knight is the best Batman movie.
Hmm.
I love the Dark Knight, and I never thought that a movie would compare to the Dark Knight just because of the performances.
Hmm.
But this Batman movie, to me, I think they're equal because I have a list of things that I like about the Dark Knight, and it's mostly centered around the Joker,
Yeah.
the pacing of the movie. But this Batman, I have a list of like 30 things that I loved about it. I loved how he was a weird guy, like because
Hmm.
this is who he would be. He wouldn't be some playboy philanthropist being out trying to do all this. Batman's a weird guy. He dresses up in a costume and beats people to a coma to get his point across. It was so many things I love, especially the score, and I love the action, and I love the world building they were building without it being a movie just trying to build onto another movie. So I rate the Dark Knight a 10 out
Yeah.
of 10, and I have the Batman as a 10 out of 10 just because it's a different take. I never thought I would like the cowl that he had with the collar and stuff, but it looks cool. Like it really played to the
Yeah, on him.
camera.
It looks cool on him.
Yeah. And I love the way he played the role. I like his Batman voice. I mean, I love how he was, he's trying things out. My favorite moment of that film is when he was escaping from the cops and he went when he went all the way to the top and he went to the edge of the building and he got scared. Like he was like, oh shit! Like
Yeah.
he didn't
He
want
said,
to
"Hey
do
man,
it. He was like,
I
oh
ain't never
crap!
done
I
this.
have to do
I
it.
ain't never done this before. I gotta
Yeah,
jump off this building with this suit that I ain't never tested and almost die. Yep, you gotta do it. Better
right.
jump."
And it was more grounded because realistically, you can't glide. You can't glide on your wings. It made sense that it was a squirrel suit, and I never thought that it would be a more grounded version than the Nolan version. So I just had so many things that I liked about it, and this is where I think DC can overtake Marvel. Instead of seeing the same cookie cutter things, you get this seven mix with the serial killer
Yeah,
it was just a total different experience than
yeah.
I've gotten
I
from
think
the other Marvel movies.
the Nolan trilogy was still, superhero Batman. It was still him doing, you know, outlandish things that humans aren't supposed to be able to do. Whereas this one was, I could actually see all of this stuff happening. Um, so yeah, I agree with you, man.
Uh, let's go to Spider-Man. That's something that just came out. What did you think of No Way Home?
I liked it a lot, but like I said, we already knew about the big plot points, but to me,
Right.
the better things was the emotional points. Like I liked what they did with Aunt May and Goblin,
Yeah,
and
I love that she was the Uncle Ben. I love
yeah,
that. I never saw
because
that coming. That was fantastic. I really appreciated that.
they
I
built up
pre
over 3 movies for us to like her, for us to get to know her and see that she was a good person. And now when she died, we really felt it, like he felt it. So
right,
I
right.
like that.
And I think
Instead of him,
they
go ahead.
did they did fan service right more than any movie I've ever seen to do fan service. Even with the Spider-Mans pointing at each other,
Yeah,
just everything they brought back, it felt really good. It didn't feel out of place. My overall rating, I would give it a 9 out of 10.
yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I'd say that.
Say about 9 out of 10. Cool, cool. And it's not a comic. Well, I guess it is a comic book, but it's more of a book. Dune. What did you think of Dune, man? I'm gonna go first. I Kyle, Kyle's gonna step in on this. He's a big Dune fan. I didn't know anything about it. So look, I turned Dune on at 1 o'clock, and that's normally when I take my naps on my day off. I turned that movie on. I did, I was on the edge of my seat the whole movie. I I think Dune. Wow, I give it a 10 out of 10. I thought the fighting, the cinematography, the characters. I loved everything about Dune, and uh, Kyle hasn't seen it yet. But as a Dune fan, Kyle, are you super excited to see this Dune?
Yeah. So what happened was I had HBO Max before I moved. Then I was hanging on to it for so long. So like Mortal Kombat, they came out and I seen it on that and I was like, oh Dune's coming out. So when I got up here, I was like, you know what, no worries. I just get Comcast up, get the Verizon up here and same thing. And then I can just watch it. They don't have it up here. So that messed me up. And so Dune came out, and I had to get Comcast, and that's a different bundle. And you know how these bundles
Dang,
are.
that's terrible.
It's like rolling the dice. It's just like the bundle. I got the Disney, ESPN, and Hulu thing going on, but I
Got
missed
you.
it. So, but the original, I'll tell you this much: the original was just, that was back in the day, that was good. Like it's hard to watch now, of course. But yeah, Patrick
Hmm.
Hmm.
Stewart in there. You had a couple. I don't know the Atreides dude, but the special effects back then, it was really good. I mean, for a sci-fi movie, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great, and I was really excited about hearing them do justice to the new one. I mean, like I can't wait to see it.
Awesome. Danny?
Yeah, I didn't see it, and I wasn't planning on seeing it. I'm still not planning on seeing it.
Really?
Um, I had not seen the originals, and I just wasn't intrigued by any of the marketing. You know, I didn't know what it was about. I think they lean too heavily on the nostalgia of it and it being a remake or an updated version of something from the past because they didn't tell. I can't remember that. I don't know. I still don't know what the movie is about, and it's been out and people have talked about it, and I have no interest in seeing it, but I'm sure I
Oh,
will someday.
That's how I feel
Danny,
about the Matrix. The Matrix remake. I don't even want to watch that. I feel exactly like that.
Danny,
Yeah, don't get me
I'm
started
in
on
the
that one.
same mind space you were, Danny. I had no interest of seeing Dune, but I do like the director Villa the new whatever.
Hmm.
I'm telling you, Danny, if you turn this thing on, you're not going to be able to turn it off, dude.
I might.
It
I mean, I might
it
go
was
based
the
on
most
your
surprising
recommendation.
movie. I give it a 10 out of 10. I thought it was the best new sci-fi project that they produced in years.
I
It,
might.
it,
I might check it out then. I heard it's
it
long though. I heard it's like 3 hours long or something like that.
yeah, but it's like 2:45, but it goes by fast. I could tell you about the
It
fighting,
was a
right?
they consolidated it because it was long. They had like 3 parts back in the day. I was
Oh,
like, damn, this joint
they got
is
approved for the
long.
part two because it kind of ends off like Lord of the Rings, where you know there's a no there's another part. But then I'm gonna tell you a little something about the fighting. They all have these little shields on, so it's like playing Halo. So they'll be fighting each other, and they'll be getting kill shots in, but their shield to be up. But once you bring that shield down, it turned red, and that's when you can kill somebody. So you see all these kill shots, and it looks really good. And then until the shield go red, that's when you can be killed. And
Oh,
it's man, I couldn't recommend a movie better for you, bro. I guarantee you, you're gonna love it, Danny. I know
I'm
you
gonna check it
will.
out. I'm gonna check it out.
I
I've been having
I
more free time
know
since
you
we
will, my
opened the
brother.
since we got this studio open and I got HBO Max here, so I might put it on one day while I'm packing comics or something like that and check it out. But I
Yeah,
appreciate
man.
y'all, man. I got to get out of here.
Oh
I got
yeah,
to
I
do
know.
I got a little something to do here at the shop before we do our show. But I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all having me on.
Yeah, just drop where everybody can find you at, and I want to make sure that gets out there. Drop all your links and everything. We want to promote you big time, homie.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah. So the website is fourthwallpros.com. That's fourth wall, 4THWALLPROS.com. And on social media, it's at the Ace Blade everywhere.
Gotcha. So we're gonna do the same thing. You can find us on YouTube, Anchor, and any Apple, any major platform you can find us. Two things can be true. And I give most of that credit for Kyle being that guy in the chair and making all those things possible. Let's get out of here. Peace to you, everyone. Sign off.
Peace.
Appreciate y'all. Bye.
Good.
Peace.